It was keep your science out of my space wizards. And I get it. I understand. I'm like, okay, what, like,
keep your science off my space wizards.
Exactly. And I just, for me, it was like, I don't care. Just tell me a story with more laser swords and I'm happy, you know?
Oh, I do love me a good laser sword. It's interesting that the stories that they have now are shifting away from that one heraldry with that one family and shifting a little bit away from space wizards, or you have other things like Solo had very little space wizards in it, for example. Yeah, like Rogue One. And I'm finding myself more attracted to stories about the droid liberation front than I am to, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, like Rebels is a good series, and Rebels is all about space wizards after space wizardry has been banned. All these kinds of stuff. But in the element of world building, like how much access players have to the fantastical things is a major part of their interface. And the elements of world building have everything to do with how much lore can the players experience, influence, and add to.
In my experience, the more... Now, I want to qualify this a little bit. Not every player is interested in coming up with lore.
No. And they shouldn't have to.
And they should, if they don't want to, they shouldn't have to. And that is a big thing as a storyteller, as a GM, as a DM, whatever you want to call it. You have to be kind of sensitive to the idea that maybe this person just is not interested in coming up with more. And that's fine. As the GM, that's kind of part of your role, is to come up with lore. But I like to ask the players for just a little bit of backstory. Just, you know, you can give me... Just give me a paragraph, you know, maybe a bulleted list of just stuff that happened to you in the past. And that way I can kind of incorporate it into the lore that I already have in my head. But I love it when players come back at me. Now, if they're, you know, like, if you're going with a level-based system, if they're a first-level character and they hit me with 10 pages of backstory... I've done this to DMs, so let's.
That's karma. Speaking of karma, Batch is here. Batch, thanks you for showing up to the live. I love you. So an appropriate amount of lore depending on how everyone is invested in a character. A character, it doesn't only level up because they accomplish things. A character levels up because they create connections to the world, to the story, and to the other players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so when you give this monolith that is disjointed from everybody else, it cuts off some of the opportunity or excitement that other people might have for creating unique connections with players.